Hey guys, Eric Cogorno here with Performance Golf. In today's video, I've got what I think is my favorite driver lesson ever for you. It's a thing I did for like 10 years growing up that made me able to learn how to hit my driver where it's really my weapon. It's the thing I do best in my game. I've used this with loads of students successfully. I bet it's gonna really help you as well. It's really a 3 or 4 part drill that we're gonna put into one simple drill and feel. And I'll explain the practice station that I have set up here in a moment. But let's just review 1 or 2 pieces here as to what we need to do to consistently hit our driver well. Now, when we look at players, like let's say a Rory McIlroy, and we look at their club head during the downswing, we know that to hit our driver well, solid, high, far, consistent, we need to have the club head approaching the golf ball from low and inside. So if we show like a Rory McIlroy or good pro, you'll see their club head gets into the golf ball from low and inside. Okay? Now, if we need to get the club head to work into the golf ball from low and inside, which we do, the first thing we need to learn how to do with that is to learn how to freely swing our arms through impact to help learn how to square the club face, which leads us to step number 1. Imagine the club head's working into the golf ball from low and inside. If your club face is too open or pointed to the right as it comes from inside, where's that golf ball gonna go? Way right. So in order for your brain to want to do this, to have motivation to swing from inside, we've got to learn how to freely rotate the club face, which is step 1 of our little drill. See, I'm getting the toe just ever so slightly to pass the heel through the hitting zone. Now, if I take my normal setup, we're gonna start that with my lead arm, and this is how I want you to start with me. Take your normal setup, lead arm only. Let's make some back swings, just halfway back. You can allow the club to hinge. And I want you to learn, this is what I did in the beginning and I've taught to a bunch of lessons. I want you to learn what it feels like to have free arm rotation through the hit without your head going forward. So notice how I'm doing this. This is the first step to learn. My arm is freely rotating, right? If I work towards the camera, you're gonna notice as I do this, the club face has some natural rotation. In fact, it's tilted down, let's say about 45 degrees. This arm rotation is the piece that allows that to close the club face. And because there's no golf ball there, when I do that free rotation, it'll look like this. But when there's a ball and there's impact, that'll really look very square, toe right on top of the heel. But the key here is learning how to do this free arm rotation with your head staying back behind the golf ball. So I'm allowing the club face to rotate. Notice a couple other things here. Is the butt of the club close to me when I do this, or is it pretty far away? It's pretty far away, right? My lead arm doesn't have to be perfectly straight. It can be bent a little bit, but certainly the butt of the club is pretty far away from me. I'm not doing it with my upper body lunging forward, okay? Watch Rory from face on here. We'll show the driver swings. His head, if we draw a line up from the golf ball, stays back behind the ball as the lead arm extends and freely rotates, okay? So the butt of the club's pretty far away from me. And also notice where the shaft is. I'm not trying to keep the shaft dead straight pointed out towards the target line. I'm allowing, with this free arm rotation, the club to rehinge naturally. So the arm rotates, the club rehinges. It's got a little bit of club face rotation in the follow through. That's step number 1. Step number 2 is we add our trail arm to that. Once I feel like I'm allowing the club to rotate freely, I'm gonna now add my trail arm and feel the same thing. Now notice at this point, not a lot of body motion. There's a lot of just arms and hands first. But I'm allowing the club to freely rotate into the follow through. The club's rehinged, and where's my head? Back behind the golf ball line, okay? Free arm rotation. Why are we doing that? Because we need to square the club face up. Why? Because we want the club head working from inside into the golf ball, and the only way that works is with the square club face. We need the club coming from inside to hit it solid, high, and far, okay? So lead arm only, step 1. Boom, boom. Add the trail arm. Same feels, not a lot of body. Now step 3, and why I've got this station set up is I'm gonna start to now feel like my arms, as they're freely rotating, are gonna start to feel like they work a little bit from in to out. So this club on the ground, if let's say the golf ball's 12 o'clock, 1, 2, let's say 3 o'clock would be kind of parallel, it's on about this 4 o'clock angle, okay? And what I'm trying to feel here as my arms are freely rotating is a little bit like I'm trying to get the club kind of from in here, 4 o'clock, out to about 10 o'clock. So the arms freely rotate. See my lead arms allowed to fold. The club's rehinging. The head's back behind the golf ball, and the arms are swinging in and out, okay? And the reason we swing the arms in and out is because now in step 4, when I start to add my body motions, as soon as my arms swing in and out, but now I start to turn, what happens to the club? Boom, it gets right back on plane. So when we remove the body motions, we need the arm rotation to square the face, we need the arms to feel in and out, and then we add rotation. So now I'm just gonna feel like my chest turns away from the target as I'm doing it, and my chest turns towards the target. The arms are freely rotating, the club's rehinging, head's back, right? But as I'm feeling my arms rotating, they're swinging in and out, and I'm gonna add a little chest turn, okay? Those are the feels that I'm looking for to hit my driver solid. The head here at setup, if we draw a line of the golf ball, it is key that when we learn this arm rotation, the head stays back and the shoulder stays down. Some people, when I show them this, they'll do this. They say, Eric, okay, I'm supposed to rotate my arm. They got this high right shoulder, right? Like this on the way through. That's not what I'm looking for. Head forward, high right shoulder is not what we want. Head back, shoulder down as the arms go past us. Like when I work with my students, they'll hold something by their lead side of their head and say, okay, go ahead, like let that arm go out. And a lot of them don't know how to move without the head going forward. Imagine like a tennis backhand motion. The head stays back, the arms freely swing away. So the club I have here on the ground is just a little bit of visual, but the biggie here, notice I've got the alignment rod set up right over from down the line, basically right over the golf ball. I put it through a range bucket, so the back end and the front end are about even height. That way it's not in your way for the takeaway. I've got the front end of the stick about over the back of the ball, and I've got it about a grip and a golf ball height. Right over the golf ball, just above a grip high would be ideal here. And the reason I have this in is because I know when we come down, if the club head comes from high and outside and hitting down, I'm gonna hit that stick, and you can put a little pool noodle on, it's fine. But high and outside into the ball is not good. Poor contact, low shots, pulls, fades, inconsistent. If that sounds like you need to learn how to keep the head back, let the arms freely rotate. Head back, shoulder down, arms freely rotate. So the club head is gonna work from inside to the golf ball. And we can start slow here. I'm gonna go out to the right here at that green flag. We'll start slow and build up, but I'm trying to retain those same feels. One more time, lead arm only rotation. 1, boom, add the trail arm. Club's rehinging, head's back. Get the arms swinging in and out. Now add body. And that's what I'm looking to do. If you ever play golf with me, like you'll see I do that in my pre-shot routine. You could practice this and or be doing this when you go play. And then what I'm trying to do is retain those same feels when I'm out there on the golf course. And there's a nice high, probably pretty straight down the right side of the fairway, draw driver shot that I'd be very happy with, solid contact. You need to feel these things the most if you're someone who hits like pulls, fades, low and short. If you want more distance, if you want to hit it higher, farther, more towards draw, you want to really exaggerate the arm piece. The more you get the club face closing, the more motivation your brain has to swing from low and inside. But remember, to do this really well, where's the head stay? Everyone together, the head stays back, the shoulder stays down, the arms freely rotate. As you'll see on the screen with someone like Rory McIlroy, who hits his driver incredibly well, those are the keys to that. This is gonna really, really, really help you if you give it a try. Any questions on this, feel free to leave me a comment down below. As always, appreciate you guys watching.